Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Kind of quiet today, so left this morning, left my house, drove 5.5 hours out to a new hunting location. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon now, and I'm about a mile from the vehicle, and I'm in a spot where there's some good sign. There's some droppings as they've walked through, as elk walk through here. There's some good footprints, things like that. And so I'm kind of tucked up into the trees now. Like I said, it's 3 o'clock, so it's kind of early to start calling or anything. And not that most elk respond to cow calls or anything like that, but I did find that, or I do find that out here where I am, they respond to lost calf calls pretty well. And so I'll be doing that a little bit later. And I'm not expecting any elk to run through here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's 80 degrees, so I'm not expecting it until almost dark. Of course, like right at the end of legal shooting hour. But we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to show you the area real quick. Look at this shirt, man. I think I showed that on a video already. I think I posted it. But, man, it blends in really well out here. So let me show you around. Hold on. So there's not a lot to this area. It's really dense in here. There's a lot of scrub oak, and I'm borderline up on some aspens right here. So I'm tucked up in, about to fall over. I'm tucked up in here, just out of the way for right now. But I've got an approach avenue right here. There's a clear trail with a little bit further up here. There's some elk sign, and then bring you out this way. It's really dry, so I'm having to be really careful not to make too much noise. And I got swirling winds, but I've got an avenue here, and there's another one right here where they can come up. And I'm actually kind of down in a draw, stepping over some elk sign right here. There's a decent trail here. There's a dry creek bed right inside of here. And then just beyond that tall pine here, if I'm pointing at the right one here, there's a small creek over there, but I'm not going to get that close to it. I don't want to bust them out. But most of the hill up there is scrub oak. And right inside of here is where I've been. So it secludes me. I don't have any breeze in there, which is really nice, because it keeps my smell from getting around. If my smell's not getting around, that's more likely that I'm going to see some animals. And so, just kind of sneaking around, checking the area, making sure I didn't miss any avenues, shooting lanes, things like that. So there's another trail right here. There's some droppings right at my feet. And so, I think this is going to be a good possibility tonight. So earlier, I jumped some animals and I heard them jump up. And I saw movement, but I didn't see what they were. So I knocked an arrow real quick and I just froze. And I could look through the brush. There's two giant deer, mule deer, just peering at me. So I just froze. And they just finished eating. And there's probably 3 or 4 trees between us. So I know the camouflage was doing its job, plus I wasn't moving, so that helps quite a bit. And then, so I was like, you know what, I'm not hunting deer, so let me see how close I can get. And so I started walking towards them. I got about 5 to 6 feet away. Like, if I would have lunged, I could have punched one in the face or something. But it was just really cool to be able to know that I'm moving quietly enough. The camouflage is working. Breaking up my face outline, this nasty thing, and it's the gray, it's not, yeah, anyways. But I'm doing the right things to make sure that the animals aren't seeing me or hearing me, smelling me, watching the wind. If you're out hunting, wind check. This stuff is awesome. So I was playing with this up under the trees where I was. Let's see here. So the wind's coming up at me right here. So where I am, it should be pushing it between the shooting lanes, the approach avenues, all that good stuff. And so, in a tactical situation, you want to put your most casualty producing weapon on your, I don't know why I'm talking about that while I'm elk hunting, but you put your most casualty producing weapons on your most likely avenues of approach, because that's where the bulk of the people would come. And so here, your most likely avenues of approach would be, you make sure you have your most clear shooting lane for your archery, for your bow or your rifle, however you're hunting. And so there's a spot up here, and it's occluded right now, I can't really see it real well, but I'm going to turn you around here so I can see if I can squeeze you in a view of that. It's called White Slide. Darken up a little bit here. There's a small landslide up there, about a quarter-mile long. It's not too terribly big. But I've heard good news of elk being up there, but it's literally half a mile away. It's not that far, and right on top of that plateau up there, starting there, this is the Grand Mesa in Colorado, so I'll give you an idea of where I am. Outside of Grand Junction, there's about 300 lakes up there. Elk will travel a few miles to get water, and so they don't have to drink constantly like cows or anything like that, but they'll travel a few miles, get their water for the day, and then go eat and sleep and whatever else they do. So I think I'm in a good position. I am only trying to be smooth, but I keep getting caught up. I'm only about a quarter-mile away from the spot where I shot a cow 5 years ago. Doing the same thing, just finding good avenues and making sure I've got my lost calf call going. And so with that, probably gonna take a nap. I'm tired from driving and walking in and all that, doing nothing, sitting on my butt. Take a nap so I can be alert and attentive in an hour or two. And I'm probably gonna start calling, and I'll have you guys join me back then. And so enjoy that. There's a bear over there. I couldn't tell if somebody was walking through the woods or if there was an animal coming. But I'm up here at my car, and a giant black bear just came right to the edge of the woods right over here. He was big. And this is done. But I'm gonna go see if I can see him. If I would have had a bear tag, I'd have shot him right then. Dang it. Oh shit, he's right there. Oh, he's not that big. Oh, there's two of them. There's three of them. Oh crap. Ooh, that wasn't scary at all. So, mama bear and two cubs, a cinnamon and a black. Mama was dark black, she had a tag on her ear. Probably a good thing I didn't have a freaking tag for her, because if I shot her, I wouldn't have seen her cubs. So, medium size. I would have shot her if she was alone. But anyways, so sat on that spot today for, man, hours. hours. Saw the back of a cow. That's it. And then, let me see if I make this a little bit lighter. Here we go. I saw the back of a cow elk, and then the deer that I walked up on, I had another deer walk up on me. And then two hunters bust me in my spot, looking for a cow that they had just shot. And so on the way out, I went up to the spot that the one guy said he shot the cow, looked for some blood. I couldn't find anything, so heck, I'll track his cow down and shoot it. It's not a problem with me. So, but tonight, or right now, I need to find a tent spot. And I'd like to have it for the next 2 nights, so that creates a problem. So let's get about 10 inches of snow. So I have to put it up under some trees, and hopefully that bear won't come back. But there's not a lot of good spots up under trees here. And I don't want to sleep in my car. It sucks sleeping in the Subaru. You can't stretch out in the back because the very back is flat, and then when the back seats fall down, it comes up like 3 inches. And so it doesn't hold flat. It's freaking horrible. Ooh, barbed wire under the ground, under the grass. That sucks. So pretty much everything here is slanted. It's a little bit of a slant down that way. Not horrible, but it's doable. This is really slanted. I don't like this. And that's only sort of under some trees. Sucks. So I would like to keep the spot, like I said, 2 nights. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to find a spot to sleep. And it's supposed to get down to like 50 at like 6 in the morning. It's still like 70 degrees. It's nice. But anyways, it's supposed to be down to 50. 6 in the morning. By 9 in the morning, it's supposed to be 42. So it's going to drop a little bit throughout the day. Stay in the 50s, or 40s and high 30s for almost all of it. So, whew. Has some pretty good cover. That's not too bad. The ground sucks though. Oh well. I'm going to set up my tent. I'm not going to bore you with the setup, but I'm going to get tent set up. Join me back when I'm cooking or whatever. So, later. Hopefully no bears come back. So, interesting morning. Super dark. Completely cloud covered. As you can see, I think it's 10:30 in the morning. And it's already, or it's still this dark. So, jumped an elk. Had to be an elk, just too heavy bodied to be a deer, but jumped an elk up this morning on the way up to the top of the trail. Got up there, waited for light, made sure everything was quiet and my scent wasn't traveling uphill and all that good stuff, but did some lost calf calls. I wanted to get it on video, but it was raining and a little bit of snow, mostly snow, but off and on, so I didn't want to take the camera out. It's not waterproof. Had a cow coming in. She was booking it, then she'd slow down, then she'd speed up again. I could hear her kind of circling around me trying to get a scent. She got hung up. So instead of risking that, I did a good cow call. You know, in my mind, I think that just tells them that a cow is present at the last calf. That way, that cow would chill out. And I'm assuming she just walked off. I didn't hear anything after that. Yeah, went up to the top of the mountain, went to the side of the mountain, went to the bottom of the mountain. Lots of tracks, but it's so confusing because a lot of them are going up, a lot of them are coming down. I just can't figure them out right here. And so I know this weather's got them freaking out. It's not as cold as it should have been, or they said it was going to be, but it's a lot more chilly than it was yesterday, a lot cooler. So started walking this morning at 50 degrees, I think is what it said. 50 degrees, and it's 51 right now. So, woo, toasty out here. So, not too bad. It's nice. I just need a sweater, but made my way around to, it's called Coon Creek. I went to another spot just to see if I could find some track. Ran into a giant black bear. I really wish I would have had the video for that. Oh my goodness. I knew I was in the area because there was a fresh pile of crap. I kid you not, like a foot long and like 8 inches deep. It was massive. And so, yes, bear's crap in the woods. So, ended up walking up on him. Her, I'm not sure. I think I saw a cub. I wasn't sticking around to find out because I got a little too close. So took off out of there. When I took off out of there, some hunters heard me, I guess, because I backed up pretty quickly. Usually I'm really quiet. I backed up really quick, and so immediately I started hearing cow calls. And if you elk hunt, you can tell the difference. I'm not quite sure why some elk can't. Maybe they're just stupid. I don't know. But tag team duo off to my right, maybe 75 yards. So I froze for a few minutes. They just kept on calling, backed out, made a huge loop to another location, started working my way back down the mountain. Ran into 2 more dudes. And so this is not a big area, it's just a well-traveled area. But with 4 people in here already, it's probably not good. So I'm gonna contemplate the move or stay, probably move, right on the edge of just massive amounts of national forest and BLM land and things like that. So I've got options. I've got some old hunting grounds I could go up into. There's elk up there. I'm not sure how hard I'm gonna have to work. But it's always an adventure. So I'll show you where I ended up putting the camp last night. Uneven ground. Kept sliding down, so I put some shoes down at the bottom of where I was sleeping. And so I would just push on those when I needed to push myself up. So, but right up over there. Got a Nemo Galaxy tent that I like to use. It's nice earth tone brown. It's actually hard to notice unless you know it's there sometimes. So with that, I think I'm gonna go pack up. I think I should just call it. I mean, it's really nice being able to hunt and have signal and watch YouTube and get on Facebook while you're hunting, but that's not why I'm out here. So I might head deeper into the woods and find a better spot and cross my fingers. Hopefully we can find something to shoot. So with that, I will have you join me, I don't know, in a little while. We'll see what happens. Update. So tore down camp, came up to the other side of the area, and I've been sitting in my car for 2.5 hours because between thawing and new snow, there's been about 4 inches already, and it's not letting up. It'll die down a little bit, and then it'll just keep on going. And so I mean, it's pretty. But that sucks. So even if I hang out and try to get this to work for me, I mean, we're looking at not doing anything until tomorrow. We can't pitch a tent. I'll be sitting in this driver's seat for 16 hours if I do that, because there's nothing to do. So I guess, oh, I don't want to admit it. I don't. Not defeat. I'm not going to admit defeat. But I think I'm going to go back to my original spot. because even if there's snow there, it's real heavy in there, and it's easier access to get up into. There's a better road to get into it, better trail, and all that good stuff. Oh well. I mean, I knew this was a possibility, and you just never know. Whenever you're up in the country, in the high country in Colorado, it can be anything, literally anything. So, I mean, it's September 8th. Yesterday I got the Weather Channel put out or I think it was a news channel put out a thing. It was like fire warnings, freeze warnings, and snow warnings for Colorado. And then somebody posted, a friend of mine posted, does anybody know where I can find a fireproof snowsuit? So yeah, hopefully the fires get quenched with this, but I don't think this is enough of the state gonna get snow. But anyways, I'm gonna rant and rave for about an hour here if I don't get off, but I think I'm gonna head back to the original spot. So another hour drive back the other way. It's always something. Alright, let's try again. So I don't do well entertaining myself, yet here I am still in my freaking car. I would much rather be sleeping in a tent tonight. In my nice warm sleeping bag. Got my pillow right here. I was cozy last night, except for sliding downhill a little bit, but this storm won't stop. However, the temperature came up a little bit. I think I mentioned this morning, I had mentioned it was 51, and I got my car to drive out, and that was at 10:30 or something like that. It was not 51, it was 28. I was way off, but I felt pretty good. Just goes to show you layering. I don't have two hands, here we go. I've got a moisture wicking long sleeve shirt, and then I have from that camo pattern from Academy. I was gonna say Target, anything from Target. And then this lightweight or midweight, I guess technically pullover, Sam's Club. Look at this. I like this thing, it's comfy. But anyways, temperature actually came back up. It's 8:30 and it's 40 degrees, and it's only supposed to warm up a little bit through the night. And so that's promising. I'm probably not going to sleep well. I hate sleeping in cars, but when there's already 4 or 5 inches of snow on the ground because it's already started to thaw a little bit, I am not setting up a tent in that crap. It's not happening. And so, still snowing, kinda. I don't know if I could do it any justice by showing you. Let me see here. Oh, it's focusing on the water. You can kind of see it. It's starting to get foggy. Still snowing. Still sucks. I messed with my white balance. What am I doing here? Let's see here. I'm back. I thought I messed up the white balance. I just zoomed in and it confused it. So, bored out of my mind. I swear. Anyways, saving grace. Strange location. If I go down the hill, I don't have any service. Up here, I got 4G, all 5 bars of cell service. So I'll be able to call the wife again tonight, wish her a good night, and I don't know. I got a call from my dad while I was out in the woods today. Hey, I heard there was some weather. He's in Texas. I heard there was some weather in Colorado. Imagine that. You know, make sure you guys are going to be okay. Where are you? I was like, in the weather? So, you know, if you prepare for it and you have the gear for it, get out and go do it. I got gaiters. I've got these 2 layers on now. I have a lightweight that goes underneath this. I got it from the Army. It's Polar Tech thermal, real lightweight, so we call it ninja suit. So I have the ninja suit, then I would have this. I've got this. I've got a little bit heavier medium weight jacket to go over this, and then I've got a Gore-Tex jacket. I've climbed Pikes Peak up to 14,110 feet in the winter in a little bit less than that. And it was, I think our lowest temperature was like -15. And so I've got my hunting gloves, no big deal. I've got glove liners, I've got gloves, I've got my beanie. I pretty much never go anywhere in Colorado without this because it could be dead of summer and be 40 degrees at night and it's blistering cold. I don't have winter boots. I have good boots. I have Salewa approach boots, so they fit real tight. And so if you're not careful, if you lace them up too tight, you could lose some circulation a little bit and get cold. But I leave them loosely tied, and I've been in the winter in those, and they're fine. I've got thick socks, but that became a problem. I've not worn these boots too much in the winter. My thick socks that I was going to wear this morning, I can't put my boots on with those socks. Anyways, and I've got Gore-Tex pants. Some Patagonia Gore-Tex pants that was a military issue for soldiers far more trained than me. I think that's all I have for cold weather gear. I got a 20-degree sleeping bag. I slept in that bag down to 0. It sucked. Don't do that. But it's 40 right now. If it gets cold in here, I can turn the heater on. I'm not worried about it. But if you've ever slept in a Subaru, you'd know what I'm talking about. It freaking sucks. The back you can't sleep in because it goes from the back door to the seats where they folded down, and then there's a big rise like 3 inches. It sucks. And it's too narrow side to side. So I've got the steering wheel up and in all the way. The seat's all the way back, and I'm going to lay it back in a little while here and get some shut-eye. And I'm sure I'll wake up at 1:30 in the morning raring to go, only to realize it's super dark and still snowing and I'm not going anywhere. Chowing down on some trail mix. I don't even know where I put it. Anyways, I don't know where I put it. Charged up my headlamp. So, quick plug. I don't like plugging Chinese products or big chain stores, but this is a Ozark Trail rechargeable headlamp from Walmart. Double spot, so high, low spot. Low spot's good. Oh man, I want to say 9 or 10 hours or something like that. Like crazy long time. And it's plenty bright. I've never needed the high. High flood, low flood is good for 30 something hours. And it's very usable. I can negotiate trails, even if they're kind of hard to find, with just the low flood. So, recharged it in the car and don't have to worry about batteries. So, other than that, standard gear crap. And hopefully, I'm praying I can get some video of what's going on in the morning. I'll be walking in the snow, got my gaiters on, I'll have my pants on, all that good stuff, and hopefully, please let there be some elk in the morning, because if this doesn't let up, it's going to be so slick from mud, because it's supposed to be like 50 degrees tomorrow, that I won't be able to hardly get in anywhere. So unless something crazy happens, a bear gets on my hood or something like that, I'll probably leave you guys till tomorrow. And and there's a big time gap missing today. So I went into Grand Junction. Didn't know what I was going to do. It's a 30-minute drive. Stopped at a come-and-go gas station. Got a burger with bacon on it. And a big freaking fountain drink. I'm a sucker for these. I need to stop. Went to Sportsman's Warehouse. Got to handle the new Savage 110 Ultralight with the proof barrel in 6.5 PRC. $1,200. I'm digging that. So anyways, did that. I was going to go to a couple places. Hill People Gear is based out of Grand Junction. I didn't go. I should have. They had a Cabela's there. I don't really like Cabela's because I also don't like Bass Pro, and they're the same thing. Thought about getting something to eat. Then I was like, my stomach was kind of hurting from these Mountain House meals. So I just ate trail mix tonight. But anyways, enough about that. I'm boring tonight. Sorry. If this weather wasn't so bad, I'd probably have a whole lot better footage, but it is what it is. So I will see you guys in the morning or when the bear gets in my hood. Bye. So things have changed quite a bit here. It took me about 3 times longer than it should have to get up the trail because there was so much snow. And all the young aspens were bent over because of the snow. It's a heavy snow. This is stop burning down my state snow. Colorado was mad at us. But because it took me so long to get down here, or up here, I missed one elk at least. There's a brand new set of tracks right over there. Just how it is sometimes. So, what are you gonna do? So, I'm not gonna go anywhere else. Yesterday I went way down bottom and all that. It's not really safe to do that. I'm in a good spot right here. And I think the fog might protect me too. I got some fog coming in from down low. As it warms up, I am a little worried about the hike out as far as how slippery it's going to get and stuff like that, because it's supposed to warm up a lot today. Sorry if you can't hear me. But let me show you around. I guess I should make sure my tripod's ready to show you around. So I'm right in the middle of the hill. And I'm fogging up. So I have up to a 40-yard shot that way and a 15-yard shot to the top. I'm tucked up in some trees just listening for some noise. And hopefully, if things go well, I don't know how elk respond to this fog, so, and it is snowing again, so I gotta get my camera back put up, but I think I'll just cover it. We'll see what happens. So, yeah. And I'm soaking wet. Whew. I'm soaking wet from all the snow that fell on me, but so be it. See you guys in a little bit. So, been out here for a couple of hours and it's cold. Feet are cold. There's no sounds. There's no animals moving. Every now and then you'll get a bird chirp, but that's about it. So, I really don't want to be up here when the stuff starts thawing out. It's going to get nasty. And so with that, I might be heading back down to the car, heading home for the week. Probably, maybe come out next week, I'm not real sure yet, but the week after we have a trip down to Texas, and I still have another 4 or 5 days after that, so that could be a possibility. So, but man, it's so pretty. Look at that, like a winter wonderland. In September. So the aspens look gorgeous with the snow on them. They look really pretty. I keep getting caught up on stuff, but it's getting real foggy down there, or up here, around here. Absolutely gorgeous out here. And with given how pretty it is, I'll leave you with this. So, another reason I need to get an action camera with microphone and all that stuff, as opposed to this camera. This one's big and heavy. I need the tripod to really get good shots, but that was my trail. Yeah, That's my trail. There's no recognizable trail. And I just had to dust off like a pound of snow off me, all that good stuff, but you missed the good stuff. A giant tree. Let's see. There's not even one the same size around here. But I mean, you can see all the stuff's laying down. There's fallen trees that weren't here yesterday. There's fallen trees that weren't here this morning. Bigger than this one. That's about 8 to 10 inches across. There are bigger trees than that falling right now, so I had to book it down, which is not safe in the snow and ice. And weather predictions wrong. Pulled out my Kestrel finally. It's 24 degrees. It's colder than it was when I came up this morning. Totally unpredicted. Should have figured. It's just how Colorado is. And I'm going to see if I can prop this up for just a second. Throw my bag back on because I'm just going to walk with my camera now and I'll see how it turns out. It's probably going to be crappy, but my feet are really cold. My hands are, whew, they're cold. It is definitely colder than it was when I left this morning. Got snow all over me. My lens is fogging up. Wah. But life is good, man. Like, it's awesome. So, too bright. There we go. Anyways, I'm gonna turn this around here, and I'm gonna try to get us some hiking in. If I don't get all caught up, still gotta pick up my bow. Oh my gosh! You can see my trail in this morning. This is the easy part of the trail. But I'm gonna shorten this a little bit here. I'm not trying to drag you all over the ground. But you can see all the willows and the aspens and stuff. They're just all bent over. Like I said, this is a heavy snow. And it made the trail unrecognizable. The trail's actually over there in that. But I made my own this morning because I don't have a choice. So you don't have a choice. Well, I guess I did. I could have stayed in the car and just drove home today, but that's your suckers. Alright, it's gonna get a little rough right here. It is super slick underneath this. But still well worth the walk in this morning, I do believe. Oh, I didn't realize I was so close to the vehicle. It's just right up here. Yeah, the trail's over there. But this is what we got. So you work with it. Getting foggier down here. I just dropped about 400 feet. Maybe 600, I think it was actually. But really not looking forward to driving out. It's just a short distance to a paved road, and I know they're maintaining that because I heard the plows this morning. But this is an unmanicured road. I say unmanicured. You can tell they've done stuff to it, but it was really slick last night. I can usually go anywhere I want in my Subaru and maybe get one or two little notices that I got the traction device kicked in, traction control, but that thing seemed like it just stayed on yesterday when I was coming back up in here. So, right here's where the bear came up the other night. So, yeah, I don't think she'd be coming up in there today. Just gotta look out for those cubs. Well, oh Jesus, this is super muddy. I just sank like 3 inches into the mud on this road. I have street tires. I like to live on the edge. So I will not be wearing these boots in the car. But I'll put the bow down. Oh my goodness. The lens is all fogged up. Oh, wrong way. I need to learn my settings a little bit better so I can do these faster, and sometimes even without you guys noticing, but that's okay. So, not a wasted trip. Awesome gear shakeout. Like, other than I don't have winter boots, I've got regular hiking boots, but you know, yeah, it's cold. If I had shot something, I could have gotten it out. It would have sucked. I'm gonna extend this because my arms are tired. It would have sucked, but could have done it, and it would have been worth it. Elk meat's always worth it. It's also worth being safe, and once again learning your camera settings. The fog is doing a number on me here, but well, you know, what was it, 2 weeks ago? Did my scouting trip. That was a bust. A lot of people look at this and be like, man, that hunting trip sucked. That was a bust. Nah, it was good. Had a good time. Met some crazy hunters up here. Don't know if I want to run into them again. They seem like the type that if they wanted your kill more than you, they're going to take it. I shouldn't stereotype people like that, but we all do it. Wet in a bus though. I had a good time. I now enjoy getting out by myself. I know that's a weird thing. People are like, no, I love getting out by myself. Like, well, you know, I spent 20 years in the military and you're never alone, ever. You're always with somebody. And all of a sudden it's over. And you get alone time. And you're like, your brain starts going, come with stupid ideas. And anyways, this has been really relaxing for me, even with the hard hike up each morning, busting all the scrub oak, stuff like that. It's been good. Not looking forward to the drive home. If we got this much, all the passes probably got a lot of snow. So, and then I hear where I live in south of Colorado Springs, we're supposed to get hit again tonight. So hopefully I beat that in. But it's gonna be cold for a couple days, and then back to the 70s and 80s next week. So I may be back out here next week. I've still got 3 more weeks, but I may be out here next week. I don't know. It's a commitment because it's a 5.5 hour drive. So we will see. And as always, I really appreciate you guys watching the videos. If you made it to the end, bravo. Sorry. Like, it's brutal sometimes. I know I talk too much and I don't show you enough what's going on around me. But it's all white. My lens is fogged up. It's foggy on top of that. And it's cold. My hands are frozen. Like, they're beyond hurt. Like, they just feel like they weigh about 10 pounds. Whatever. Layers did great. Headlamp did great. Bino harness that you get with your Vortex binoculars. Big old piece of turd. And I'm going to tell you something. Gear lesson for the trip. I always get some kind of a gear lesson out of every trip I take. I had my bungee with my rangefinder just sitting on the side right here. I didn't lose it. It's right here. Don't do that if it's snowing, especially if it's snowing. Find a rangefinder pouch and keep your rangefinder in it. My rangefinder was $300, I think, because I got it on discount. Maybe a little bit more, $350 or something like that. I don't know. It's a $500 rangefinder or something like that, but I could have lost it very easily. And when I got up there, the ocular had snow all in it, so I had to clean all that. So if there's an elk or a deer or something, or a bear or whatever that I needed to shoot, and I didn't have it already ready to go, like hidden in a pouch, safe and secure, I'd have been screwed, man. And so keep your equipment safeguarded, keep your equipment covered if you can. Can't really do that with a rifle, but if you've got maybe scope covers for your scopes, they even make them for some of the red dots. Find something that covers it if there's snow and you're expecting to have to use it. You can't just be like, oh, hold on a second, bad guy, hold on a second, animal, let me clean off my lenses. And so I'm not going to ramble on anymore. This part's been 11 minutes already, so whatever. All right, so hey, thanks for joining me. I really do appreciate you guys that watch these videos, even if one of you is my son. So I appreciate it, and see you guys very soon. Hopefully back out up here with no snow. Later, stay tactical.